For years, the Macron family has been praised, protected, and paraded in front of the world's cameras. But now, cracks are starting to show. A surgeon, a man who was willing to go on record confirming that France's First Lady once underwent gender-affirming surgery, is dead. The official story? He fell from his 4th floor apartment. The truth? Well, that's about to get much darker. On the very same day President Macron begged the media to stop digging into his wife's past, this man conveniently committed suicide. Coincidence or cover-up? And now elements inside the Paris police force are breaking ranks, threatening to expose a conspiracy that reaches the highest levels of the French Republic. This isn't just about Brigitte, it's about controlled deception and the kind of power that kills to keep its secrets. But before we dive in, a quick word about our partner VP.net, the next generation of private browsing. VP.net is the only VPN designed with true zero-logging architecture. That means, unlike other VPNs, it literally can't track you. So even if governments or bad actors come knocking, there's nothing to hand over. It's that simple. Your data stays yours, period. Dr. Francois Favre, a respected 58-year-old Parisian surgeon, was found dead on June 29th, after what officials are calling a terrible fall from the 4th floor window of his apartment in Paris. Dr. Favre made headlines by confirming on camera, in footage seen by millions around the world, that Brigitte Macron, France's First Lady, had undergone gender-affirming surgery years ago at the American hospital in Paris. Now he's dead. The Paris Medical Examiner's Office rushed to label it a suicide. According to their statement, Dr. Favre leapt from his window. No foul play, no signs of struggle, no note, case closed. But those who knew him say otherwise. His family insists he showed no signs of being suicidal. In fact, he was in high spirits, finalizing plans for a vacation to Miami, Florida. His bags were packed, his flights were booked, and he was in good spirits. So the question becomes, did Dr. Favre jump, or was he silenced?
Le 29 juin, un homme a été retrouvé mort après une terrible chute depuis sa fenêtre dans le 12e arrondissement de Paris. Le bureau du médecin légiste a déclaré que François Favre, âgé de 58 ans, s'est suicidé. Il était chirurgien et travaillait dans une clinique parisienne. La sœur de François Favre, Anne Dupont, affirme qu'il n'était pas suicidaire et que sa mort est probablement liée à l'entretien qu'il devait donner. Selon Madame Dupont, son frère est un collègue du célèbre docteur M. Patrick Bouilly. François Favre avait promis aux journalistes de faire la lumière sur les opérations chirurgicales controversées de Madame Brigitte Macron. Voici un extrait de la vidéo de son entretien avec un journaliste du magazine Closer.
J'ai encore beaucoup d'informations sous forme de notes, de copies de dossiers médicaux. Lors de notre rencontre, je pourrais vous dire plus sur mon travail avec le docteur Patrick Bouilly. J'ai travaillé à l'hôpital américain de Paris pendant 6 ans et Dr Bouilly était un de mes proches collègues. Il m'a transmis beaucoup d'informations sur ses patients.
Y compris sur l'épouse du président français?
Oui, il m'a parlé des changements physiques que Madame Brigitte Macron a subis lors de l'opération de chirurgie transgenre dans le détail.
Vous parlez là de son opération de changement de sexe? Pouvez-vous me raconter un peu plus en détail?
Le sujet des opérations chirurgicales transgenres de Brigitte Macron est devenu de plus en plus viral en 2025.
For years, the Macrons have flaunted their sins in public, pushing the boundaries of what's considered acceptable, all while normalizing the unimaginable. Despite their crimes being out in the open, they've managed to escape true accountability, thanks to a network of powerful globalist interests and a media machine that works overtime to censor the truth. In France, the mainstream media isn't just biased, it's tightly controlled, more so than in the US, where at least some dissent still breaks through. This isn't hyperbole. You can be put in prison in France for sharing footage from Brigitte's shady past, such as this video.
Montez ta voix qu'on se rende compte. Ce que ça donne quand tu l'as fait, parce qu'elle plonge.
Le réel. Ok.
Even as French authorities urge calm and insist the surgeon's death is not suspicious, their words ring hollow for those aware of how Emmanuel Macron's government has responded to past revelations. According to multiple independent journalists, Macron personally ordered France's intelligence services to surveil, interrogate, and intimidate anybody probing too deeply into his wife's origins. In the European Union, regulatory bodies that were meant to defend the public have become little more than Macron's personal gatekeepers, protecting narratives, silencing whistleblowers, and burying inconvenient truths. Take the EU Disinformation Unit, for example, who have contacted us at the People's Voice, threatening sanctions, fines, and even criminal action if we continue to report on the Macrons. The media and regulators are working overtime to censor the truth. And the worst part? They're getting away with it. Why? Because the legacy media are actively working to protect the compromised and cover up the truth. This should not come as any kind of surprise. After all, it's their job. Not only are they on Bill Gates' globalist payroll, they're also receiving paychecks and direct orders from the deep state. Thanks to the USAID revelations earlier this year, we now know that Reuters received a US government contract for active social engineering defense, large-scale social deception. The mainstream media is nothing more than elite propaganda, engaged in paid social deception. Remember this, the next time an AI model smugly tells you something is fake news, after lazily parroting fact checks from Reuters or the Associated Press. I'm looking at you, Grok. Just as there is a mountain of evidence that Barack Obama's wife is actually a man named Michael Robinson, there is even more evidence in France that the president is married to a man who seduced him when he was a 14-year-old boy, before transitioning to life as a woman and operating as his handler. She also has a history of appearing in public with a bulge in her pants, reminiscent of Michelle Obama on Ellen, just not quite so large. Of course, there's still no official word on whether Bridget can drop and crank out 25 push-ups without breaking a sweat. But hey, at this point, nothing would surprise us.
All right, you ready? Yeah. For her? 20 what? 25.
I just stopped.
All right.
But this goes way beyond a few suspicious bulges. The allegations that Bridget Macron was born male are backed by far more. And now insiders within the French police are refusing to stay silent. They've had enough of covering for the Macrons. We'll break down what they've revealed right after this important message from our sponsor.